Hi, welcome to the Martin Simulator unit. This is the first tutorial video that you will have access to through your campus online. We hope that we will enjoy this unit and it could provide you a good experience in terms of the marketing management field. Our main goal, as you already have seen, is to give you a full experience as a top manager of a company. You will have to manage a company with your team. So all the process will be taking in account this principle. This tutorial video will give you only some topics about how to access the simulator and how to use it, taking the first decisions. Don't forget that this is designed to be a very simple way of doing things, so don't get very stressed with access, logins, credentials, etc. because as soon as you are going to start using it, you will feel that this is very easy and not so complicated as you can imagine. So the first time where you will be logging in on the simulator, you will have this screen that is already on the computer. You'll just put all your credentials here and you will have access through the Praxis simulator. So the first screen, you will choose the language that you want to work with. I'm going to choose English. Then I'm going to use the test simulation. Here you will have in the future the test simulation and the competence simulation. So you just need to select that. So we go to the simulation and this is the main menu that you will have. So here you have the general information, the number of the simulation, the year, the company, etc. that you can decide here. The company, most important things are this menu on your left side. This left side are the different menus where you have to work on. So for example, let's go directly to what normally students want to know is how I take and how I input my decisions on the simulator. I just want to notice before we start that you should look at this as a top manager experience. So the numbers and the decisions that you are taking here is not like a usual game. They need to be like management decisions. Management decisions, as you know, usually are numbers. So numbers, and then you have to explain how we decide this kind of numbers. So in this menu, you have all the kind of decisions that you have to take in account. So you have the menu of finance decisions, production decisions, human resources decisions, logistics and marketing. Marketing are divided in all these sub-menus: general, prices, promotion, advertises and trade marketing. Let's start, for example, for the marketing decisions and the general screen. General screen. You have to put here, for example, the branch offices that you want to use. Once again, don't forget that your scenario will be your most important document in this first week. We already stress on the instructions for week 1 that is very important that you read, reread, and take all notes through the scenario document that you have, because it will help you, for example, to take all these kind of decisions. So, at this moment, you have to choose in the general decisions of marketing if you want to use or no branch offices. Let me just say, for example, that if you don't put any branch office here, it means that your decision is that you are going to use the other option of logistics and retailing, using gross sellers through to put your products in the market. Then you have here market research surveys, and you can select here, for example, which will be the market select surveys that you have available and that studies that you want to use after receiving the results. One important thing, the first time you select this market research, you only are going to receive the results from these studies after the decisions were taken. It means that this is a real scenario emulation, because in real life you decide to ask or buy this kind of studies and they take some time to get and gather all the data and build a report. So you will have access to these surveys after the decisions will be taken and after the results will be processed. You can see on the scenario document, for example, on point 33, a menu of the studies and what these studies mean. So you can go through the scenario document and see what does it mean, the survey number 4. You have everything there. Then you should go, for example, for prices, and you should decide the prices that you want to sell your product. So here you have milk and yogurt, as you already saw. So I choose yogurt, and then I can put here the PVP. It means the price that I want to sell my product on the retailer, on the shelf space, and the margin that I'm giving to my partner. It means to my retail partner. Don't forget this icon here. It's the save icon. Use it all the time to save the changes and to save all the information that you want is going to be processed on your business plan for this coming year. So in every menu you have this icon. Next menu of marketing decisions are the promotions. Here you have to input the number of promotions that you have to use on this gross sale. For example, I'm going to put 3 promotions per year, and then I'm going to decide which kind of promotion do I have or do I want to promote in this kind of market and research. And then you can put here some more details about what is the value that you want, for example, discount price. Another important menu here is about advertising. So what you have to do here is 1, choose which campaign I'm going to launch in its market for my product. Once again, all the description of the campaigns are in the end of the scenario document. Read it carefully and see which is the best advertising campaign that you think that is useful and might fit your goals in terms of sales and the market segment that you want to attract, and that they will have for sure buy your products. And then it's a tactical decision. It means that you have to input here all the insertions per year of the different media of the campaign. So you have to decide how many insertions you will have in news, in radio, in movies, in newspapers, etc. I know that some kind of you might think, but I want to do some digital media. Says, don't worry about it, because we include this kind of information in all this processing data. So it means that the most important here is not the media, it's about the number of insertions and the value that you are going to make in terms of marketing effort to stress and to address your target market. Once again, don't forget to save the data all the time. Finally, in the trade marketing menu, this is like a negotiation decision process. So what you have to input here, it's your proposal to the retailer, and you can do it by retailer and by market, as you can see. And what you are going to put here is the data about negotiation that you want to have with your retailer partner. So what you have to do here is to try to propose, I want to achieve 30% of your space, or 50%, or whatever you think it's useful for your strategy, and then the amount of money that you want to invest in the retailer space. You have this information, of course, in a more detailed way in your scenario. After the marketing decisions, or you can take the decisions whenever you want, till the end of the date, the final hour and date to input decisions. So then you have production. Production also very easy, as you can see. So you have to choose, am I going or I'm not going to invest in my factory? And then which will be the production, which will be the units that I want to produce this incoming year. So the production must be, I think you already know that, but the production units that I want to achieve must be very proximity to the sales that I want to have in the incoming year. So save it, and it's done. Human resources. The human resources for this simulator is focused on sales. So what we want here is that you think about your sales team and how many sales representatives that you want by market and by branch, and then what are you going to pay to this sales force by a fixed salary or a variable salary through the sales that you can achieve. Finally, logistics. Students normally face some difficulties, initial difficulties through the logistical decisions. Usually we try to help students, saying to them that you have to imagine that you are each year contracting your logistics partner and provider. So you have to put here the information that the provider needs to schedule and plan your logistics delivery. So you have to decide how do you want that the product achieves to the market, and if all the logistics are fit with the rhythm to the market. So more information, once again, you can have it in your scenario document, and we also can help you, of course, through the tutor center if you have any more detailed information. And the final menu, it's about finance. So finance also, as you can see, are 3 decisions that we need to take. As you already noticed, this simulator is focused on marketing decisions. We are in a marketing program, so we focus the decisions on marketing, but of course we want to give you different experience through the function of marketing and the conjunction of these decisions through the other areas of the company. So here you have to decide if you want to request a loan, if you need money to your operation, or if you want to pay a loan, prepay a loan, or if you want to have some financial investments from the cash flow that is available in the company. After all the decisions be taken, don't forget to always to save your changes, and after this you have to see on the campus online the deadline for this kind of decision. So you have always in your campus through the week the deadline to save the last decisions. After the last decisions will be taken in few minutes, you will have the results. You can see on the next incoming week results tutorial that will help you to analyze this kind of information that you get from the results. And feel free also to contact us whenever you want. Don't forget that you have all the information, key information is always on your campus online. So sometimes on online studies, students feel that they are lost, but don't forget that we don't get you lost, because we prepare in advance all the information that we think it is useful for you. So don't forget to review all the information, assessments and resources that are available on your campus online. Hope that you enjoyed this tutorial video. See you in one of these next incoming tutorial videos. Bye bye.